Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So obviously I have no makeup on, and what I wanted to do today was do how I think I'm gonna do the makeup for my wedding. So it's kind of like a little trial for myself, but then it'll also give anyone else out there who's going to get married, whether you're a bridesmaid or you're just a guest. This is kind of like a universal type of look that's appropriate for a wedding. So anyway, I have no makeup on, and typically if it's gonna be a all-night occasion, I usually start with my eyes first. That way if there's any fallout, I can wipe that away and anything like that. Also, when you do your makeup for your wedding, you definitely want your foundation, the base, to look the best, and I want that to have the longest wear time, so that's also why I'm gonna do that last. I'm not gonna be putting lashes on today, guys, because I do have eyelash extensions. I will add a little bit of mascara, which I typically don't do, but on my wedding day I am gonna want a little bit more volume. So guys, the first thing that I would do, I just realized I don't have my mirror. Let me go grab it. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see my eyes a little bit better. So the first thing that I would do would be to use an eye primer. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I've had this for a while because you can tell the bottle's really worn, but it's lasted me so long, guys. So this I'm gonna put on just a little bit. And then I'm gonna put this on my lid. Now the annoying thing about eyelash extensions is now I have to actually try not to get makeup all over them. They're a little pain in the butt to work around. So anyway, I'm gonna take that primer, just gonna set that all over my lid. So we've got the primer on. Now, so for my eye look, I'm probably gonna do browns, neutrals. I still want to keep it relatively light. I don't want anything too smoky or dark. So I think I'm going to use the browns in my Tartiest palette. Looks like this from Tarte. So I'm going to take and make sure these two shades up here, and I'm going to dust that all over my lid so I know that primer is set down. You always want to set down your primer, whether you're just using a concealer or an actual eyeshadow primer. It's going to make sure your primer isn't tacky, so that way when you go to start blending your transitions and initial colors, they're on a smooth canvas and they're not going to be skipping or anything. So that's what we're going to do there, and now we're going to start with some transition colors. I'm going to take my fluffy blending brush, my Morphe E27, it's a fluffy brush like this, and you always want to start with less and then work your way up to more, because you can always build things up. It's kind of a pain in the butt to take it away, but again, that's also kind of good while we're doing the eyeshadow first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the color Bold. It's a very light transition color down there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that into my crease. My fan is running, so if you guys hear a noise, it's what that is. We built up that brown color a little bit into our crease. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this is a Morphe brush. It came in a collection, I think like the Slay collection. I'll link it below. It's a natural haired brush. So now I'm going to go in with that brown color right next to it called Edgy. Again, it's another neutral brown, but now we're getting a little bit darker. And I'm going to put this into my crease as well to build up that definition, but I'm not going to fluff it up as high. I kind of want to keep it right in here. And I'm using a very light hand. I like the colors in this palette, but my only complaint is they're not the most blendable, which kind of sucks. So this is probably as dark as I'm gonna go, because again, I do not want any type of smoky eye. I'm like barely putting pressure. I'm holding it down here. That's a trick, guys. If you feel like you put too much on, the farther down you hold the brush, the less pressure you're gonna be able to put. If you're up here, I'm really gonna be able to work it, but if I keep my hand lower, it's harder for you to apply as much pressure. So that's a little tip as well. Hold the brush closer to the end. I don't have any other makeup on, obviously, so it's making my eyes look relatively dark, but I'm gonna go back in with the Morphe E27, that fluffy brush. There's no product on it, and I'm just running it through here. Ugh, sorry if I'm messing with my hair, this stupid fan blows stuff around, but I don't want to get overheated. So I'm just taking this brush, just blending nicely. I don't really have, you know, I might take this brush again and I'm gonna go back into that brown color. I'm just gonna lightly put it on the outer corner here, just ever so lightly. Not a lot. On brides makeup for their weddings, and this is kind of like a similar look that I do. Browns, brown in the crease, a little bit on the outer corner, and then something nice and light on the lid space to really help open up the eyes. You don't want to put any dark colors on your lid for your wedding day. I don't care what anybody says, unless like you want to rock a smoky eye, go for it, but I do not recommend putting any dark browns on the lid, any dark colors at all. You want to look fresh and glowy and light, like a little angel. All right, guys, so I think that's pretty good what I've got going on so far. Again, I'm just gonna go right back in with this, blend this little baby some more because I want the most blended look ever. All right, so now I need to figure out what I want to put on the lid space. I love ColourPop. Let's see, this is really pretty. This is what it looks like in the container. Get it to focus. It likes to focus on my face. It's like a really nice light shimmery color. Let me do a little swatch for you guys. It's very light. There you go. That's what it looks like there. It's really pretty and reflective. So I think I'm gonna put some of that on the lid. I think I want a little something more. Let's see. I'm gonna use this, which I'm actually gonna use as my cheek highlighter. I'm gonna put some of that on my lid. I think that would look really pretty. So I'm gonna take a flat brush and I'm gonna put some of that on and see how it looks dry first. I mean, I don't want to be like blinding. Yeah, I think dry is fine. The light, really light one, which is strobe, and I'm going to focus that right on the inner part here. So it's the lightest towards the inner part. Take a makeup wipe. Anything that I may have underneath, I'm gonna wipe away. And then I'm gonna take my finger, and I'm just gonna make sure I clean up any lines if I think I brought it down too low. There we go, guys. All right, so let's zoom out. We're gonna work on the face now. So I am gonna go in with a primer. I'm gonna take a little of my Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. I'm gonna put that in here where I have, I'll warm it up on my skin. Put it in here where I really wanna focus on some pores. And then I'm gonna put some on my chin. I'm gonna use a sponge. This is my Sonia Kashuk sponge. And I highly, highly recommend you get clean brushes, new sponges, anything that you think you need to clean, make sure you do so you are getting the best possible application. All right, so I'm gonna dump a little bit of this to the back of my hand. Now I am going full coverage. It's my wedding day. I usually take it, and now I'm gonna start pouncing it onto my skin. Bring it down a little bit. Make sure you have a color match for your wedding day. You do not want it to be extremely noticeable in pictures that it's not matching up. That would be my worst nightmare. That's all we're gonna do with that. Next, I'm gonna go in with some highlighting. I had a brain fart. I'm gonna put a little bit on my chin, a little bit up there. I'm gonna pat that out. Now I'm gonna take the concealer, put it under my eyes. I'm gonna now blend this out. Okay. Once you've got that down, I set my under eyes immediately, but before I do, go back in one more time and get out any product in your wrinkles or lines, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to set that you want it as smooth as possible. I'm using Maybelline Translucent Fit Me Powder. I just rub my sponge around in it. I bring it down because it's a matte and poreless. And I really am highlighting this under eye area. Like so. Now before I set the rest of my face, I want to do a little bit of cream contouring. So I'm going to take a little bit and put it right there. I'm not going to do my chin today because I don't want it to look super harsh. So now I'm just going to take the side of the sponge. I'm kind of bouncing this out. This is where I want my contour to make sure it stays, is here. So that's why I'm adding a little bit of cream. If I don't have a very large forehead, so I don't need to do a lot of contouring, but if you have a large forehead, I would recommend taking a cream and putting it along the top of your forehead. That, by the way, was the Maybelline, what is this? The Fit Me Concealer Sticks. I haven't used it as a concealer, but I've been really liking it for cream contouring. They blend out really nicely. Take your time. I like using sponges because I'm afraid a brush is gonna disrupt my foundation. So guys, now that we've got that, let's set the rest of the face. I'm going to use the translucent one for the areas where I want it more highlighted, which is my chin and right in the center of my forehead. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with another Fit Me powder, but in 220, the natural beige. This, if you pack on, definitely leaves a lighter cast. So then I take one that's more skin color. And I'm really setting my face, guys, because remember, this is wedding makeup and we want this to last all day. Now, with between this Estee Lauder Double Wear and this Maybelline powder, and then by the time you set it, this foundation will not go anywhere. Now, this baby is matte. Matte, matte, matte. If you're oily, highly recommend this. If you have really dry skin, I don't know how this would look on you personally because I don't have dry patches. But I do know if you want something to stay put, this will do the trick. All right, guys, we're starting to get really nice flawless base. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is some contouring. I'm gonna use the Tarteist palette and I'm gonna use the Sculpt color, and I take like an angled kind of brush where it like goes up. It's not angled, what am I saying? Tapered type of brush. This is an e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm just gonna lightly dab into that. I'm gonna put it right where the contour should be. And I'm not fluffing it a lot. I'm just giving myself that definition. And I'm gonna use this on my jawline because I don't want a bronzer. I want something that's more neutral, cool toned, that's gonna create that shadow. I've really been liking this Milani bronzers. This is the most neutral one that they have. If you want a more orangey one, they have it, but this one is in Dulce. So now I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and I'm gonna warm up my cheek area more. These are not super duper pigmented, that's why I like these. You want to make sure everything is even, so I'm going to take some and I'm going to put this along the perimeter of my face. We don't want all the warmth just in the cheek area and nowhere else. So I kind of put it in this area, bring it up, and then dust it along this. Now again, if you have a large forehead, you're going to want to probably contour, but I don't. I'm going to go back in with the contour powder. And where's my brush? I'm going to go in with this brush here. I'm going to dip into Sculpt very lightly, and I'm just going to put some on the side. Very gentle brush strokes. I just like how it adds a little bit of definition. I don't really need to change the shape of my nose, but I definitely think it helps define it. Now, if you don't like the shape of your nose, you could always just take bronzer and while you're swirling it there, swirl a little bit in that area, because darkness, not that you want it to look darker, but you just don't want to highlight that area. So I've got a little bit on the sides there. I'm going to keep it like that. Now I'm going to go in with the blush. I'm going to go in with a relatively neutral one. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Blushes. It's like a nice little color. This is called Peach. I'm going to take a duo fiber brush because I just want a nice light application. I'm going to dip into it. I smile because I want it on the apples, but then I bring it back into that contour so it all blends together. I'm going to go with highlight. I'm going to go back into the Tarte palette because I'm loving these two highlights. I don't really like these ones as much. They're too goldeny for me, like bronzy. They're too, I just don't like them. But these ones I'm really liking. So anyway, what I'm going to do now, if you really want your highlights to pack a punch, use a cream or a liquid first, but these are nice and bright, so I don't need to do that. And I know they last a while. So, where's my brush? I'm going to go in with the first one, which is Stunner, the one down there. And look how beautiful these are. I'm gonna put that all right in here, and I bring it up a little bit. I go in a second dip, like so. I'm gonna put some on the tip of my nose and a light way down the center. Then to give it a little bit more punch, I'm gonna go with the lighter one, Strobe. And that one I'm just kind of gonna hit right in the center there, right there. Just for that extra little umph. All right, guys, we're gonna finish off the eye area. So I'm gonna go in now and fill in my brows very lightly. This is the Wet n Wild. This lasts all day on me and it's nice and inexpensive. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows, guys, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I lightly filled in my eyebrows. I'm gonna put my hair back, I don't want it in my way. Now I want to bake this lower part of my face to really carve out that contour and ensure it's nice and crisp. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some Coty Airspun powder. This is in their extra coverage translucent. I'm gonna take a brush and I'm just gonna carve out that contour and let it set while we finish the eyeshadow. I want to use a brown eyeliner because on your wedding day you don't want to look super duper harsh. So I'm gonna use the Maybelline. This is their Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel in Glazed Toffee, and I'm gonna do my lower waterline. Now, if I didn't have eyelash extensions and I was gonna put falsies on, I would run a black on the top to help blend them in, but I don't really need that because we're not trying to hide a lash band. So I'm gonna take this brown and I'm just gonna lightly drag it right above the lashes to add a little bit more volume in that area. I'm gonna take a flat definer brush and I'm just gonna kind of run it along there, make sure it's smudged a little bit. I don't want it to be like super harsh or anything. So now for my lower lashes, I don't want anything really dark. So I'm gonna go back into that Tarte palette and I'm just gonna take a brush like so. This is kind of just like a thick, just packing brush, but I'm gonna use that to use on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna actually go in with a mixture of the two browns, mostly getting the lighter one on it. And I'm gonna dust that along there. So I want a little volume. But nothing crazy, see? Okay, that's all I want to do. Now I want to make sure my inner corner is nice and highlighted. And then we're basically done with the eyes, minus a smidge mascara. I'm gonna go back in with this again. I'm gonna take that top highlighter, which was Strobe, and I'm gonna put that in my inner corner. Again, for wedding day makeup, you want to look nice and glowy. Okay, crazy hair. All right, guys, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of mascara. This is my L'Oreal Telescopic. I'm gonna put some on the lower lashes. And now I'm going to put a little bit of this on my extensions. Alright guys, this is what our eyes are looking like. Now what I'm going to do is we're gonna brush away the baking. I'm gonna now set my face and then we'll finish up with some lipstick. This is the Scandinavia Bridal Makeup Setting Spray. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in with the Givenchy lipstick. These are interesting. I like these. I just want a different, I want more colors. But they kind of turn into a lip stain as they wear throughout the day. It's kind of cool. It's like a hybrid. Actually matches that lip liner pretty good. Kind of want to add a little bit more dimension by making it a little lighter, so I'm going to use my this is Addict by ColourPop. Very, very nude. I love using it to like lighten things up. And I put a little bit in the center. So guys, this is the finished look. What do we think? Do we like this lip color? I don't know, because like I said, my fiance is insisting I wear pink. I'm more of a beige nude, but this is the final look I created. So I'm thinking of doing something like this for my wedding day. Let me know what you guys think. Does anything look too dark? Do you think anything needs to be changed? Do we like the lip color? So yeah, comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Click on my little face over here and make sure you subscribe to my channel and let me know if there's anything you guys want me to make a video of. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, bye.